You've been taught to believe your words hold power, that if you say the right affirmation repeated enough times, the universe will bend to your voice, yet you've noticed it doesn't always work. You've whispered the phrases written, the mantras, recited them daily, and still reality resists. What if the reason is simple yet overlooked? The universe does not listen to words, it listens to what is rooted beneath them: your state of being, your energy, the silence within you that shouts louder than any spoken language. Imagine standing before someone who says, "I'm fine," while every signal of their body radiates despair. Their tone, their eyes, their breath betray the truth. You don't hear the words, you feel the energy. The universe does the same. Every moment your field announces what you are. If you say, "I am abundant," yet your energy is rooted in scarcity, the field doesn't echo your sentence, it mirrors your frequency. The silence behind the words is louder than the words themselves. This is why rooted energy is everything. Words skim the surface. They can decorate perception, disguise truth, delay recognition. Rooted energy pierces through the veil. It is what remains when you are stripped of language, when your lips close, when your mind stops narrating. It is the hum of your core, the hum the universe can't ignore. Think of a tree. Its leaves may rustle, its branches may sway, yet what anchors its presence is underground, unseen. The roots, you rarely notice them, yet they are what gives the tree its stability, its endurance, its ability to grow. Without deep roots, the tree collapses in the first strong storm. Without rooted energy, your words collapse against the first strong resistance of reality. You can declare power, wealth, love, success, but if your energy isn't grounded in it, your words scatter like dry leaves in the wind. You've witnessed this before. Someone speaks of peace, but you feel agitation radiating from them. Someone claims confidence, yet their posture leaks doubt. Someone swears loyalty, yet their energy vibrates with deception. This is not rare. It is the everyday mask of language. Words are currency in the world of appearances. Energy is the currency in the quantum field. Only one carries weight where it matters most. Rooted energy is not a performance, it's resonance. It is not crafted by repeating phrases into the mirror, though such practices can help align awareness. Rooted energy grows from coherence between your subconscious patterns, your conscious attention, and your embodied state. It is when your body no longer contradicts your voice, when your nervous system rests in alignment with what you claim, when your frequency hums the same note as your intention. Then you no longer have to convince the universe, it already hears you. Pause for a moment, notice your breath, notice the sensation in your chest, notice the subtle hum in your body. This is your broadcast. Every inhale, every heartbeat, every unspoken feeling is a signal radiating outward. You can disguise it with words, but the signal keeps pulsing. When you are rooted, the pulse is strong, clear, undeniable. When you are fragmented, the pulse is static, noise, confusion. Which do you think the quantum field mirrors? Here lies the paradox. People chase words because words feel easier. You can learn affirmations in an instant, but it takes depth to shift energy. Yet words without rootedness are hollow. Rooted energy without words is unstoppable. This is why ancient mystics sat in silence and shifted worlds. Wise sages spoke few words, but their presence rearranged everything around them. Their rootedness carried more weight than any sentence they could utter. You may ask, how do you grow roots in energy? It begins where language cannot reach, in awareness of your body, in honesty about what you truly feel, in releasing the war inside you between what you say and what you know. The roots deepen when you stop chasing appearances, when you stop decorating truth with words, and instead align the soil of your being. Think again of the tree. If its roots are shallow, storms uproot it. If its roots are deep, storms only make it stronger. The chosen ones, the awakened ones, endure storms precisely so their roots deepen. Your hardships are not punishments, they are drills into the soil of your being. Every challenge forces you to choose: remain surface level with words or sink deeper into rooted energy. When you walk into a room, your words may introduce you, but your energy defines you. When you call out to the universe, your phrases may decorate the air, but your rooted state commands the echo. You are always heard not for what you say, but for what you are. Rooted energy is the silence that shouts across dimensions. It is the language the universe cannot misunderstand. Frequency is the native tongue of the universe. Not English, not Sanskrit, not the syllables you form with your lips. Vibration itself is the language. You already know this, though perhaps you've overlooked it. You feel tension before someone speaks. You sense warmth before someone smiles. You read the field of a room before words fill it. What you call intuition is simply your body interpreting frequency. The universe operates in the same way. Words are linear, structured, bound by sequence. Frequency is spherical, instantaneous, multidimensional, impossible to disguise. When you repeat affirmations while your frequency contradicts them, the field responds to the vibration, not the syllables. If you chant, "I am free," while your nervous system hums with fear, the message the universe hears is fear. Frequency outruns language every time. Consider music. You don't need to understand Italian to feel the power of an opera. You don't need to know the lyrics of a song to cry when it plays. The notes bypass intellect and enter directly into your field. This is how frequency works. Words can travel through ears, but frequency travels through cells, through the heart, through the invisible web that connects all things. Now imagine yourself as an instrument. Every thought, every emotion, every hidden belief is a string vibrating within you. Some strings hum clear, aligned with peace or joy. Others carry dissonance, buzzing with scarcity or guilt. You might say all the right words, but if the strings remain out of tune, the song you broadcast into the universe is distorted. The field amplifies that distortion, then reflects it back to you as reality. Quantum physics calls this resonance. When two systems vibrate at compatible frequencies, they amplify each other. When you root yourself in a coherent frequency, the universe doesn't resist, it harmonizes. Yet when you push with words unsupported by frequency, you create friction, static resistance. You may still manifest, but the results arrive scattered, inconsistent, fragile. True creation flows from vibration, not vocabulary. Think about radio waves. You don't hear them, yet they surround you. When you tune your dial, you access one specific frequency. Your life works the same way. You tune into abundance, or you tune into lack. You may shout at the radio, command it to play another station, but until you turn the dial, nothing changes. Words are shouts. Energy is the dial. Why is this so often ignored? Because words feel like control. They let the ego pretend it's in charge. The ego recites affirmations to convince itself it is secure, powerful, worthy. Yet the subconscious hum beneath those words never lies. That hum, your rooted frequency, is what the field receives. To shift reality, you must tune the hum, not just adjust the sentences layered above it. Pause again. Notice your breath as it enters. Notice your shoulders, your chest. Without speaking, you can feel the vibration you are carrying right now. That vibration is already sending a message, already shaping probabilities, already calling forth experiences. If your energy is rooted in stillness, clarity, and alignment, the field hears your signal as music. If your energy is scattered, frantic, dissonant, the field hears noise. Which do you think the universe amplifies? Every great teacher across traditions hinted at this truth. Some said prayer was not about words, but about the state of heart you entered. Others said meditation was not about silence itself, but about tuning into the unspoken vibration beneath thought. Across cultures, the core message echoes: the universe responds to frequency, not language. So why do chosen ones often face such difficult tests? Because tests refine frequency. Trials strip away false affirmations. Suffering shakes the hollow words loose until only what is rooted remains. When storms pass through, shallow vibrations scatter, while deep vibrations hold steady. Through pain, you learn to embody resonance instead of reciting it. You learn to speak to the universe in its own tongue, the hum of rooted frequency. Remember, frequency doesn't lie. Words can promise. Words can deceive. Words can decorate. Frequency reveals. The universe listens to what your body radiates when your mouth is closed. It hears the truth your subconscious carries. It listens to the field beneath appearances. When your words and your rooted energy align, creation becomes effortless. When they diverge, energy always wins. You are not here to master words. You are here to master resonance. The difference between forcing outcomes and flowing with the quantum field lies not in what you say, but in the vibration you stabilize. Your frequency is your message. The universe responds not to what you speak, but to what you hum. To understand the alchemy of grounded being, you must first witness how unrooted desire scatters energy. You felt it, the restless hunger, the craving for change, the racing imagination that spins outcomes faster than your body can hold. In those moments, your energy behaves like vapor, visible for an instant then gone. Vapor cannot build, vapor cannot anchor. It rises, disperses, leaving nothing stable behind. Rooted energy, in contrast, resembles molten gold in a crucible. It does not flee, it intensifies. It heats, condenses, transforms. This is the essence of alchemy, turning raw, unstable material into something coherent, radiant, incorruptible. The alchemists spoke in symbols of lead and gold, fire and water, but what they truly revealed was the refinement of energy itself. You live this process daily. Fixate on lack and your energy fractures. Pause, breathe, let desire settle into your body and coherence forms. Scattered longings merge into one steady flame. That flame is what the universe hears, not desperate pleas, but the steady heartbeat of grounded being. Picture yourself walking barefoot into a forest. At first your mind chatters unfinished tasks, lingering worries, old conversations. Energy scatters in 10 directions. Then you notice the soil underfoot, its patience, its density. The trees rise tall because their roots reach unseen depths. Slowly, your breath steadies, your frequency matches theirs, rooted, still whole. In that moment, your body becomes the alchemist's crucible, transforming restless thought into a coherent hum the quantum field cannot ignore. This is why ancient traditions placed so much emphasis on grounding, sitting on earth, bowing into silence, aligning with breath. These rituals were never empty performance. They created coherence. Coherence turns energy into a stable signal. A coherent signal doesn't just echo into the field, it entangles with it. Physics mirrors this. Constructive interference occurs when waves align, amplifying each other. Grounded energy acts the same way. Your personal wave fuses with the universal field. Manifestation stops feeling like strain. It becomes natural amplification, the way two voices harmonizing create a tone that fills an entire chamber. When you speak from that state, your words carry gravity, not due to the syllables, but the resonance behind them. This is why a grounded leader can move crowds without raising volume, why a monk's silent presence can soothe a gathering. Their energy is gold refined through fire, anchored through rooting. Ungrounded desire fractures reality. You may demand abundance while radiating scarcity. You may chant freedom while vibrating fear. You may declare love while carrying resentment. The field receives the fracture, not the words. Then it reflects that fracture back, revealing the chaos of your signal. This reflection is not punishment, it is feedback. The universe mirrors incoherence, so you may refine it into harmony. Rooting is the work. Without it, manifestations scatter like smoke in the wind. With it, they land like drum beats echoing through the quantum chamber. Smoke vanishes, a drum beat lingers. So how do you embody this alchemy? Not through perfect affirmations, but by anchoring energy into your body. Breath slows the restless mind, stillness dissolves shallow chatter. You feel weight in the chair, pulse in your veins, hum beneath your skin. Energy condenses, thickens, coheres. This is the philosopher's stone, hidden within you, not a mineral, but a state of being. Every challenge you face is designed to push you toward this refinement. Resistance, loss, disappointment, each burns away the dross of scattered energy. The more storms rise, the deeper you must root. The more life shakes you, the steadier your anchor must grow. Those who resist rooting stay trapped in vapor, endlessly speaking words unsupported by vibration. Those who root discover the opposite: fewer words, fewer demands, fewer rituals. Their energy alone speaks, and the field replies. This is the paradox of grounded being. When you release grasping, you receive. When you stop scattering, you expand. When you no longer demand with words, your coherent state becomes the command itself. The field cannot resist coherence. It harmonizes with it. You are the crucible. Your body is the container. Your trials are the fire. Rooted energy is the gold you refine. Once refined, that gold speaks louder than anything your mouth could ever shape. Words can be dazzling masks. They carry rhythm, persuasion, even melody, yet without alignment. They become costumes stitched over emptiness. You've met people who speak of peace while radiating turmoil. Their sentences sound harmonious, yet their presence feels jagged. The body knows, the field knows. Energy unmasks what words attempt to hide. The ego thrives on masks. It wants to control the image, polish the story, appear luminous without doing the deeper rooting. That is why it leans so heavily on words, rehearsed affirmations, endless explanations, crafted identities. Yet when the field listens, it does not listen to syllables. It listens to the hum beneath. It measures coherence, not vocabulary. Imagine a singer performing with a strained voice. The melody exists, but the frequency jars the ear. Compare this with a voice resonating from the diaphragm, rich, grounded, authentic. One voice speaks truth through vibration, the other attempts to persuade through surface form. That same distinction exists within you every time you attempt to speak your desires into existence. If the root is shaky, the vibration betrays it. This is why ancient wisdom warned against empty prayers. Words alone cannot bend reality. They are signals layered on top of the true current. The current is your energy state. You may repeat, "I am abundant," 1,000 times, yet if your vibration broadcasts lack, the field amplifies lack. Words mask, energy reveals. You already know this through instinct. When someone enters a room, you feel them before they speak. Perhaps their smile is wide, yet a subtle heaviness lingers beneath it. Or perhaps they remain silent, yet their grounded calm softens the entire space. No phrase could compete with that silent radiance. Breaking the mask of words requires courage. It asks you to step beyond performance, beyond the ego's hunger for appearance. You cannot simply polish language, you must cleanse vibration. This is why chosen ones often feel stripped bare. Their masks fall apart faster, their words collapse under scrutiny, forcing them to build coherence in their energy rather than in their stories. The ego resists this. It whispers, "Say more." Explain harder, convince them. Yet convincing energy cannot emerge through explanation. It emerges through alignment. The tree does not persuade the sky of its height. It grows. The river does not convince the valley of its strength. It flows. You must embody this same quiet authority. When you drop the mask, something extraordinary happens. Words regain power. Spoken from rooted energy, a single sentence can shift another's entire perspective. A blessing carries force, a boundary lands with clarity, a declaration of love vibrates truth into every cell of the listener. This is not performance, it is resonance. The field mirrors the same principle. Coherent vibration needs no mask. It does not declare "I am powerful." It radiates power through frequency. It does not announce "I am free." It radiates freedom through presence. In this way, your life itself becomes a silent declaration, louder than any speech. The danger lies not in words themselves, but in forgetting their true role. Words are carriers of frequency. They transmit the energy already present. They are not replacements for vibration. The moment you expect words to do the work of energy, you step into illusion. The moment you remember words as extensions of rooted frequency, they transform into instruments of creation. So how do you unmask yourself? You begin by noticing the dissonance. When your words feel hollow, when your affirmations feel strained, pause, don't add more syllables, sink deeper into presence. Let silence do the work until energy stabilizes. Then when words return, they will emerge naturally, echoing your rooted state. This is how chosen ones are refined. Their journey dismantles the false reliance on language alone. They discover that no mask survives in the quantum field, only resonance endures. The universe is not listening for clever phrases, it is listening for truth, vibrating from root to crown. When you embody that truth, even your silence becomes a thunderclap across the field. Every root extends beyond what the eye can see. Beneath the soil, a tree builds an unseen web of connection, drinking nourishment, exchanging signals, anchoring itself against storms. Your energy works the same way. The roots of your being stretch into the quantum field, weaving patterns of resonance that intertwine with the fabric of existence. This is entanglement not in theory alone, but in lived reality. When your energy is unsteady, your roots scatter. They pull in conflicting directions, creating interference in the field. The result feels like resistance, opportunities slip, relationships wobble, manifestations stall. Yet when you ground into coherence, your roots extend as steady channels. They entwine with the field, amplifying intention into undeniable form. Think of it as a cosmic loom. Every thought, every emotion, every breath sends threads outward. If they remain loose, the weave frays. If they lock into alignment, they become tapestry. This is why rooted energy speaks louder than words. It entangles with the very code of creation, carrying your frequency into the universe's listening ear. The field itself is participatory. It does not stand apart observing you. It engages, responds, harmonizes. Quantum physics shows us that observation collapses potential into form. Your grounded presence becomes the observer, stabilizing possibility into lived reality. Without roots, your energy flutters between states. With roots, your energy locks reality into coherence. You have felt this. When you meet someone whose presence is deeply rooted, their energy seems to ripple into your own nervous system. Without a single sentence, they shift the space. That is entanglement at work. Their roots intertwine with yours, carrying stability into your frequency. The opposite also happens. Someone scattered spreads dissonance, and suddenly your own clarity blurs. This is why rooting matters not only for manifestation, but for harmony itself. Your entangled field influences those around you just as theirs influences you. To stabilize others, you must stabilize yourself. To entangle with abundance, you must first root in abundance. The field cannot amplify what is not embodied. Ancient alchemy hinted at this truth. Transformation was never about adding masks or surface rituals. It was about grounding spirit into matter, merging heaven with earth inside the vessel of the self. The rooted alchemist became a bridge, human in form, cosmic in frequency. By rooting into their essence, they entangled with the greater whole, shaping gold from lead, light from shadow. Entanglement is not limited by space. Your roots can stretch across time, touching probabilities yet to unfold. This is why intuition sometimes feels like memory of the future. You are not predicting, you are entangled with a version of yourself already existing in the quantum field. By rooting in coherence, you strengthen that thread, pulling the potential toward you until it manifests as the present. Do not mistake entanglement for control. You are not commanding the field as a dictator. You are co-creating as a partner. Your role is not to force outcomes, but to embody coherence so fully that the field cannot help but respond. A river does not command the mountain to carve a valley. It flows with such rooted persistence that the mountain eventually yields. This persistence is what chosen ones are trained to cultivate. Their hardest trials press them to root deeper, to stabilize in the midst of turbulence. Every storm becomes an initiation. Each collapse becomes a reminder that only rooted energy entangles successfully. They learn that words crumble in the wind, yet frequency endures like stone. So when you feel tested, remember the universe is not punishing you. It is strengthening your roots. It is teaching you to entangle from stability, not desperation, to broadcast coherence, not chaos, to weave yourself into the quantum fabric as a luminous thread that cannot be torn. The field is listening, not to your voice but to your roots. When you ground into essence, you do not need to convince reality. It bends toward you as naturally as branches bend toward light. Beneath the conscious surface, your energy carries currents older than words. These subconscious patterns, beliefs, memories, impressions radiate through you like silent broadcasts. You may try to speak affirmations, recite mantras, project confidence outward, yet the field does not listen to syllables. It listens to the deeper hum beneath them. The subconscious is the true voice, humming frequencies, too subtle for ears, yet too powerful for the universe to ignore. Imagine yourself as an instrument. The conscious mind strikes individual notes, attempting melodies. The subconscious provides the resonance chamber that gives those notes depth. If the chamber vibrates with dissonance, no matter how beautiful the surface sound, the resonance distorts. The universe hears the distortion more than the note. This is why surface declarations often fail, because the hidden chamber hums in contradiction. You can sense this in your own body. You say, "I am abundant," yet your chest tightens. You whisper, "I am love," yet your gut contracts. These are subconscious signals revealing unhealed fractures. The words float, the roots falter. The subconscious is still entangled with scarcity, fear, doubt. The field responds to that frequency, not the surface incantation. This does not mean the subconscious is your enemy. It is simply unexamined power. It holds impressions from childhood ancestry, collective memory frequencies planted deep in soil. They grow silently, shaping the pattern of your reality. If you leave them unobserved, they dictate your entanglement. If you bring awareness into them, they become fertile ground for transformation. Quantum physics teaches that observation changes what is observed. This applies not only to particles in a lab, but to your own inner field. When you observe the subconscious without judgment, the hidden frequency begins to shift. Patterns rooted in fear dissolve under the light of presence. Entanglements with limitation collapse as you embody coherence. Ancient mystics knew this long before laboratories confirmed it. They spoke of shadows of the underworld, of journeys into hidden realms. They knew that the unseen self radiates more powerfully than the surface mask. To reclaim essence, you must descend into these currents, not suppress them. You meet the shadows, acknowledge them, and release the energy trapped within them. This is the alchemy of rooted transformation, turning the lead of subconscious dissonance into the gold of coherence. The process is neither quick nor easy. It requires stillness, attention, honesty. Yet the reward is profound. When the subconscious aligns with conscious intention, your entire being speaks in unison. The field responds with clarity, as though the universe has finally been given one coherent signal. Think of the subconscious as a broadcasting tower beneath the soil. Every thought and emotion passes through its base before reaching the sky. If the base is cracked, the transmission scatters. If the base is strong, the broadcast travels vast distances, clear and undeniable. By healing the subconscious, you repair the tower, ensuring your energy speaks with force the universe cannot dismiss. This is why some people manifest with astonishing speed while others struggle. It is not the words alone, it is the alignment of the hidden roots. When subconscious energy matches intention, the field echoes it back swiftly. When subconscious energy contradicts, the field mirrors the conflict, delaying or distorting outcomes. Your task is not to silence the subconscious, but to listen to it, to hear the hum beneath your words, and bring it into harmony. Meditation, breathwork, journaling, shadow integration all serve as doorways into this hidden chamber. Each practice helps you hear the deeper music of your being, tuning it until it sings in resonance with your conscious choice. The universe does not respond to declarations, it responds to coherence. Coherence emerges when the subconscious stops whispering sabotage and starts vibrating alignment. Words may open the door, but rooted subconscious energy carries you through it. So as you move forward, stop asking whether your words are perfect. Ask whether your roots are aligned. Ask whether your subconscious hum supports your melody. The universe listens less to the song on your lips and more to the symphony beneath your skin. The universe is not persuaded by speeches. It responds to embodiment, the lived expression of your essence, vibrating through every cell. When energy is rooted, coherent, and aligned, your very presence becomes the dialogue. You no longer plead with reality through affirmations or try to push against circumstances with willpower. Instead, your state itself becomes the message. You walk, breathe, act, and rest as though you are already what you intend. The field does not hesitate to mirror back what you are embodying because the signal is undeniable. Embodiment is not performance. It is not pretending or putting on the appearance of confidence. Performance still arises from the surface mind, hoping to impress, hoping to convince. Embodiment, by contrast, is grounded truth. It radiates even when you say nothing. People feel it in your presence before you speak. Situations bend in subtle ways around your energy, as if unseen threads are weaving outcomes without conscious effort. This is the ultimate language of the cosmos being. Not thought alone, not emotion alone, not word alone, being. When you embody alignment, your existence becomes the offering. The field receives your energy as the clearest declaration. This is what I am. From there, manifestation unfolds not as a desperate request, but as a natural echo. Consider the alchemical tradition. Transformation was never about manipulating outer metals. It was about transmuting the human vessel into a state of gold coherence, radiance, rootedness. Modern quantum understanding points to the same principle. When systems achieve resonance, they influence vast networks around them. Your embodiment is a quantum resonance pulsing through the field, touching everything entangled with your being. The chosen paradox is that silence in this space speaks louder than all chants. When you sit in stillness embodying peace, the field registers peace. When you embody love without trying to prove it, the field registers love. When you embody abundance without clutching at proof, the field registers abundance. This is not about trying to trick reality. It is about realizing reality responds to what you are not, to what you pretend. This is why the greatest tests often strip away words. The universe confronts you with silence, with challenges, with spaces where declarations mean nothing. In those crucibles, only embodiment remains. You cannot speak your way out. You must become the frequency. Those who succeed are not louder but deeper. Their roots hold steady while storms pass. Their coherence transmits without effort, reshaping the field around them. So the culmination is this: your life is the prayer, your state is the spell, your embodiment is the cosmic dialogue. You don't manifest what you ask for, you manifest what you have anchored in being. The field is not fooled by declarations that lack roots. It listens only to the resonance that flows through your bones, your breath, your presence. To anchor this in your daily life, begin small. Choose stillness at least once each day where no words are needed. Let your body breathe coherence into the field. Practice observing your subconscious hum and gently aligning it with your chosen state. Replace striving with being. Live as though what you intend is already embodied without clinging to outcomes. In these practices, you activate your inner alchemist. I want to leave you with this invitation. In the comments, offer one word that captures the energy you are choosing to embody from this moment forward. Perhaps it is clarity, perhaps trust, perhaps wholeness, perhaps something only your soul knows. That word becomes a quantum seed planted both in this shared field and within yourself. And if this journey stirred a remembrance inside you, I invite you to subscribe. This isn't just a channel, it is a sanctuary, a gathering space for those committed to living their essence fully. By joining, you're not simply watching videos, you are joining a movement of aligned beings, co-creating a new reality. Thank you for walking through this unfolding. Thank you for bringing your energy, your attention, your willingness to descend beneath words and rise into embodiment. You are not merely a listener, you are a participant in a cosmic dialogue that never ends. Carry this rooted energy forward, let it ripple through your interactions, and trust that the universe is already listening. The truth remains, words may whisper, yet energy roars. What you embody speaks volumes across the quantum field. Step into that coherence, and you will see reality reshape itself in ways no voice could command.